Hi everyone, welcome to my port. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Little Bit Day channel. Hello, how is everybody in the world today, tonight, afternoon, and your time? Mega love shout out to all my members who's still there in my channel, and to all my new subscribers who subscribed my channel, and to all my pioneers, viewers here in the Philippines, and of course outside the Philippines, particularly USA. Hello, how is your day? So today is very interesting topic that I will share with you, and wait later on because I have special guests that I invited, to join this kind of topics that I would really love to share online. Okay, so wait for my guest later on. So I will not tell that person name, but later I will introduce that special guest, or there's a special participation of this person. Okay, so guys, for those not yet part of my membership, feel free to click that join button. And the reason why I would like you to be part of my membership, because if I have uploaded video, or if I have a segment that for members only, you will have that privilege. So the thing is, when I have some video that I uploaded, you will get early access for that. So maybe in the future, if I have a lot of members to come for for live panel for members only, maybe I can able to make that segment for members only, because there's a certain things that I would love to talk, especially uh, life in the Philippines, and life for a personal life that I can able to share just only for members. But I cannot really do that in public, because there's a certain uh, part of my private life that I cannot really talk that online. Maybe just a little I can able to share with that. So I would like to, if my friend Calvin Roach, or Sunshine Shoulder, because I watch his uploaded video, so he really wants me to, he's interested to interview me, so I will, I will accept that. Okay, anytime, just let me know. So by the way, if you're gonna watch this to my friend Calvin, so go to my um, description section. I have WhatsApp or email. You can email me there. Okay, so anytime, just let me know. But I maybe later I'll gonna go on the comment section, because I was watching, because Frank, and then Frank told me that he mentioned my name, so, and I watched that, so I did not drop a comment there. So maybe after the my show, I will go back there and drop my comment about what he asked about Frank. So any of you guys wanted to interview me, I'm very, very open about that, because I really want to work also with other people, especially when it comes to uh, you know channels that I can also able to help them, to open the eyes of other people. Sometimes it's not what we watch, or it's not what we think, especially here in the Philippines, is what we experience. So it's totally different than you experience. It happened that to you, and then things that people will gonna think, oh, I don't want to go to the Philippines because this is what I watch or I hear. It's better for you to visit before you say anything else. This is just like like some people, they just, oh, I don't like Filipino food because it's salty. Try first before you comment about the food. Okay, if you don't like the food, then fine. Find another another type of Filipino food that you can able to like. Not all Filipino food, or not tourists love Filipino food, but as what I watch, yeah, some they love. Okay, because some people are not really picky when it comes to food. All right, so feel free, guys. So I will post the link. With hold on, let me get the link. Right. Okay, there you go. So I'll just gonna click later when my guest coming. I just wait for a few minutes, and we're gonna start about our my topics. Why some black men choose to marry Filipina, love, comma, culture, and family values. Well, let's see. What is my guess gonna comment, or my special guest? So just like have you ever wondered why some black men choose to marry a Filipina? Is it because of the culture, family values, personality, or something else? So that's a good question that you're gonna think. So for those ones to share with your thoughts and opinion for that. Because here's the thing, guys, not all black men married to a Filipina, they have a successful marriage life. And sometimes, it works, sometimes did not. So some, they living together, they are not married, but the relation is still uh, good. So I'll gonna wait for my special guest. Okay, so and today's show is like, well, we'll explore some of some of the reason that are commonly shared by the couples, or themselves. Keep it in mind that every relationship is unique. and no group of people in the same. Love is about finding the right person regardless of race or nationality. Okay, so let's get started. Strong family values. Well, I'm not saying that, other race they don't have family values, but many Filipinas grows up in the choose to knit families where respect, loyalty, caring for loved ones and ones are important. Some black men, as they appreciate having a partner who values family in life, enjoys building a strong home together. I think it's just like, the reason why, it mentioned about, the strong family values, because I'm just asking you guys, have you, because before, like when before the World War II or after the World War II, you know, majority of Filipina married to a Chinese national or Chinese race. So it's just a big deal for that. But that kind of situation is no longer that. Okay, it's now is more on Western men that marry to a Filipinas marry to a Western man. So the reason why is just like you never heard talking online some Filipino men that telling, oh, they drop a bad comment about Western people, why they marry Filipina. They never, you never heard that. You never heard that. In fact, they have a positive comment or statement about Filipina married to a Western man. It doesn't really matter if that's white, yellow, or black. Okay? But this is what I noticed about Western women, particularly black. They have so much. No, I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. But some black women, they drop an unacceptable comment about black men. They never say, it's just like, oh, they're very happy to the success of a black man married to like Asian women. They are not that, but my people, particularly Filipino men, they were really happy about that. So the respect, it's still there. Okay, so I think one of the factor that no matter what, you know in our family, because this is one thing that I noticed when I was a kid until now. Respect is very important, especially for older Filipinos. And I experienced that it's part of our culture that, like, bless, mano is just like shown respect to our older, particularly our grandparents. So I experienced that once we escape to do that to my grandma in my father's side. Oh my god, my grandma will tell my dad like that your daughter has that attitude. And when you was in your teenager, sometimes you don't really understand that. But yes, when I grow up, that respect is very important to older people. That's why, words in our older, like in our older family, is very important. So it's just like a big missing in my piece of my part of my life when I lost my parents. Okay, so it's just like, no matter what, when you do something, even though if you are in the right age to do something personal decision, since that I'm grown like that words of our elders is very important before we decide, our decision, personal decision. It's just like I have to use myself that my parents is gone, so I have to stand in my own decision in life. But like respect is very important to Filipino families. But I'm not saying that different way of showing respect. Okay, because like here in Metro Manila, it's important to say opo at po or ho. Opo, po at opo, po, ho. Okay, so I already mentioned that about opo for the young people, ho for the older people. It's very important, but this is in Luzon, because not all Filipino can speak Tagalog. And Visayas, we have our so many types of dialects. But I consider that it's another language. We have different way shown respect to our older people, or our parents. Is different. And my in my in my home my home country, in my hometown, the way that we don't say opo, we don't say ho. Okay, it's different. So when I come here in Manila, I have to adopt that kind of respect, to older and to younger than me. So it's just like um if you have a mate that living in Visayas, they don't say po at opo, because that's only in Luzon. So there, the way that they respect people there is another way, is different. And Ilocos, or not in Mindanao. In Mindanao, people there are mixed. There's some people living like the language or the dialect. It's mixed. They have Chabacano, Chabacano, or it's just like they call it a Spanish broken language, but they can speak Spanish, but it's just like informal. Then the Spanish people, when they speak, it's informal, a formal way of speaking. But in Zamboanga, that's part of Mindanao, they have a Spanish, broken Spanish, informal. They have Ilocano. The Ilocano dialect is from like uh, northern Luzon. Okay, like in Ilocos, yes, they speak Ilocano, uh, La Union. Okay, and then they mix. They speak Bisaya. That's the dialect from like Cebu, Davao, Bohol. And then if you're gonna speak Hiligaynon, that's in Iloilo, Bacolod, and then the other near cities in Negros Occidental. Because in Visayas, there's two island that divided in two region. Negros Occidental, that's the Filipinos speak like Hiligaynon. They mix, okay? mix, like, they can speak Bisaya or what. In Negros Oriental, that's belong to like Dumaguete, Bae City, Bayawan, or that's part. It's near to Cebu City. Hi Trex, hello. Good morning. Okay, so that's the difference. So it's just like sometimes some people, they are not really, we are different, but the way that we shown respect is totally different where the region we live. But like in if you're here in Metro Manila, you have to say po at opo or po. Hello and good morning, Mrs. Tate, Jerome Morgan. Hi, Jerome. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share or what. So, your name is new to me. Are you new to my channel? So don't forget to subscribe. All right. So I'm gonna share this later because I'm just waiting for my for my special guest, okay, or special participation of this person because I really want the main thing this guys that why the title you can see guy the title why some black, okay, for those not black, don't get don't feel bad about that, but you can share your your thoughts, especially when you're dealing Filipina, particularly for those married, okay. So it's just like I give this to for black men because I still when I go to other other black men show, there's still a lot of black men, they are afraid, they are afraid to to deal with other race of women. So I'm gonna give you some some inspiration, encourage, no, don't be afraid, okay. All you have to do is just be confident in yourself, because you cannot really go to that, this is what happened to the men when they come here, they are not like that, they have bad experience. Guys, it's according in your personality, okay. So this kind of topic, my guest will give you important things to do, and you will really think that, oh, that person is right. Okay. So so I'm gonna give that the floor later to my guest. Because like I said, not not all not all women are like me, every Filipina, they have personal they have they have personality, all right. Hello, my dear Brian Ryan. Hello, thank you for coming. How are you, my dear? I'm feel sorry about what you told me about that. So that's why, guys, when it comes to banking, I don't really like to go digital banking because it's not really safe, guys, no matter what. So I go onto the traditional bank because if something happened, you can go there and do a complaint, okay. But if you're gonna do digital, because you after the when I check that, because that's our topic last night, me and Frank were talking about that, because I don't really know about how the system when it comes to paying tax. So that's it's another additional knowledge for myself, because here in the Philippines, things like, about laws, we're really adopt American laws, okay? So it really opened my eyes and add my knowledge about dealing with the bank. Oh, this is my okay. Good morning. Hello, Joseph. How are you doing? Not me. Paint heart never meet fair maiden. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You know what? Don't lose your hope. Don't lose your hope. Okay. So that's the thing, guys, huh? So we have a strong family values. Number two, feel free, guys, to join. Okay, because this is open panel. Hold on, let me. Okay, okay, that's if for those ones to come up later, if you want, feel free. All right. So I already post a link. So kindness and support. Many couples describe Filipinas are caring, supportive, and encouraging in successful relationship. Both partners help each other through difficult times and celebrate each other's achievements. Mega love shout out to my friend Ronald the country boy. What's up? What's up? Okay, from Jerome Morgan 94928. Don't forget Bicol region dialect is difficult to learn. Dili Jude. I Dili it's not. Bicol it's like sounds like my dialect. I understand, I understand. Well, it's just like last night where this is funny, guys, because um Frank, he has a cursing like size, about German, but if you gonna he but it's not the cursing with the German people, but he tried to do that word by word, so that it's in American way, but the word is in a German. So in American English it's just like chicken shit. Okay, that's uh he really want to. But when he asked me, what do you call the poops of the chicken, because I explained to him that when it comes to human, we call that the poops is tae, or if you're gonna read that in English, t, but we read that tae. So it's just like I give him the Pacific, if you're gonna like land animal like horse, cow, goat, pig, um, water buffalo, we call that tai. And then for the chicken, like chicken or birds, we call that ipot. E and then pot. So if Filipino, you heard people, oh, come on, man, you don't notice that your wife putting ipot on your head. So meaning it's just like that kind of pops. It came from bird, not for human. So I told him that if you're gonna curse in Filipino, don't use that, the chicken, the chicken poops. But you can speak like, if you're gonna tell, like, oh, this is Carabao shit. It's okay, because they know that. But you cannot really use, the bird. So it's so complicated. And then she said, it's better, to speak this way. He's not really, interested to learn Tagalog, because he said that he has to learn about, about the basic. And then, like like a teacher that, he really wants to, step by step, so that he can learn. Because here's the thing, guys, that, you have to learn first our Filipino alphabet. Our Filipino alphabet is totally different in American alphabet. So you have to know that, because once you know that, and then, you have to learn about to pronounce, the every Filipino alphabet. Then it's easy for you to construct words, and easy for you to understand what that's really meant. It takes time, to learn that. All right, so it's not easy. Even though that, some, that's why Frank don't really want to speak Tagalog. Even though that, I told him, I can able, to teach you like the basic. And then, the first thing that you're gonna do is learn the alphabet. Because once you learn the alphabet, you can construct Filipino words or Tagalog words. All right? But he's not, because sometimes, like the alphabet that we have, nang nga, so it's too complicated about that when you pronounce. Me, I really, it's easy for me, because I'm used. Like sometimes, there's some American that, when we pronounce the T. And sometimes some Americans, that silent T, or silent, like, like the fish. Like the fish, the salmon. That's how we pronounce, but in American, you call that salmon. There's a video, guys, that, the husband requests to his wife, he wants to eat baked salmon. And then he said to his wife, oh, sweetheart, I want baked salmon. And then the wife, what did you say? And then the husband said, salmon. She don't really understand. Okay. And then, the husband, because, he's keeping asking, what is that? And then the husband told her, salmon. And then that's the time that she understand what the husband really want. Okay. Salmon. So it's just like, also the like we Filipino, we use, the T, like, in American pronunciation, we pronounce that center. We pronounce the T, but, in American, center. So there, the T is, out. So it's kind of, we're, our English, American English in a Filipino version. Because I think that's the reason why sometimes Frank don't really understand me. And then, at the end, when I ask him, what did you say? My goodness. I know when he asked me that, say it again. You don't understand. So sometimes that's also one of the factors, guys, why the relation did not really work, because of the language barrier. So it's just like for those Western people, it's okay. You you picked the educated Filipina. It's easy for you to adjust. It's easy for her to adjust when it comes to American English. But it's just like, people living in the countryside, they went to school, but their education is not as much as other Filipino, okay? And then they have a struggle when they talk when it comes to another language like American English. So it's just like you have to take a lot of patience for that. Because if you don't have the patience with your partner or your girlfriend, I don't think that the relationship it really work, because there's a certain things that, like, there's a misunderstanding. Some Filipina that they have a struggle when it comes to American language. It's hard for them to express why she act like that, why she say that. But if you have that kind of thing that you want to learn their dialects or language, you will understand where she really came from. So that's a big thing. So that's one thing that oh, Western people, you're very spoiled to us, because here's the thing that in school we'll learn two language, no, three: mother tongue, Filipino or Tagalog. Well, they said that when I researched, because there are debate about that. So they changed the Tagalog to, but usually it's Tagalog, especially here in Luzon. But in international they said Filipino language. But we Filipino, I don't really agree with that, because we Filipino, our national language is Tagalog. So the national language in the Philippines is Tagalog, not Filipino. It takes a lot of debates about that, but me, I don't really recognize that our language is Filipino. We Filipino. I'm Filipino. Okay. Me, are you going home? Her, yes, but not today. What do you mean? That's one thing, guys. That actually my English is more onto, I practice English because I don't speak Tagalog when I talk to Frank. So it's just like my verbal communication. I'm not really shy to talk with with Western men or Western people. I have, but before I a bit, I a bit shy for that, because I'm very aware that might they gonna question about how I construct my grammar. So we Filipino are like that, we're very aware. In fact, a lot of Filipino question about how I speak. Okay, because we learn in school that we have to construct a sentence or a question in a correct grammar. We have to use the correct noun, the correct verb, the correct adverb, something like that. But for me, as long as Western men understand me. But it's totally, then I can speak. So I understand that some Filipino, they are a bit, with the particularly women, they are a bit shy. But when they keep the talking, their confidence it really enhance. Actually, guys, Tagalog is not my first language. Okay, my mother tongue is totally different than Tagalog. So when I moved here in Metro Manila, even though in school, but high school, I learn. I understand Tagalog. But when you construct when you construct sentence, it's hard. So then times goes by, I become like that because, I keep talking with other people, and then that I'm used of that. And then until I become fluent in Tagalog. Because I use that language every day when I move here in Metro Manila, because I cannot use my mother tongue here and they don't really understand. This is so funny, guys, because when I move here in Metro Manila, how can I move? How can I construct? How can I ask the polite way, especially when you buy to the store? And then this is so funny, guys. The 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 owner of the what do you call that, the vendor and that store is male. When I asked, first time, this is first time I came here in Metro Manila. I want to buy egg, egg, chicken egg. And then I asked him, do you have egg? And then he's staring at me so bad because, he think that I'm insulting him. But that's, my Tagalog when I construct my Tagalog. Okay? So, and then he told me yes, but he answered me that that's bad. The answer is not really polite on me. I thought that I asked him a right way in Tagalog. And then it's good thing, guys, that and he asked me how many, and then I told him two. So it makes me laugh. And then he's so, is this girl, try to making fun with me? Because guys, in men's productive organ, the balls, we call that in Tagalog itlog. Men's, the men's organ. And then he think that I'm talking about that because men's, they have two balls, right? So he think that I'm refer that. No, I'm not. I'm serious. I want to buy two eggs. That's my experience when I first time I moved here in Metro Manila. So in the way that we in the store is not the same. So until I learn about that and I become a fluent in Tagalog. So I never use that, my mother tongue. Once my sister coming and visit me, that's the time I can able to speak, my mother tongue. But if Frank is in front of us, my sister, whether but my sister, they can able to speak English because all of us went to school. But we're just gonna talk that if Frank is not in front of us, because I don't want Frank to feel that we disrespect him by using our mother tongue because he cannot understand. So we have to speak English while he's with us. So it's just like here in the Philippines, guys, that if you find it doesn't really matter, guys. It's just like I'm very careful about what I'm doing online. Okay, I have to be aware of the words because it's just like me. I consider myself as the ambassador of Filipinas. So I have to be careful about what I'm doing online, what I'm sharing online. And then same thing with Frank. He has to be careful what he's saying. But if Frank go to black people, like he's always go there, to support our friends Vic. I'm not really interfere about that because that's men's talk. Okay, I'm not. I'm not go there and that's a man talk, all right? And then like if I do something that is not really acceptable online, is my embarrassment is Frank embarrassment, same thing. Is my success is Frank's success also. I go on that program. So, and then number three is respect for each other. I respect, Frank knows that I respect. I never say bad words towards him. Okay, and then I'm also aware of words that I'm dropping from my mouth, because if somebody drop a word, it hurts. But I don't want to do that. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect. That's a very important, guys. Once you lose respect, to your partner, there's no chance to live together, because you know what? If you have no respect, if you lose your respect, every day in your life, every minute, every second, every minute, every hour, and every day, your life is in hell. Many interracial couples say that listening, understanding, and appreciating each other's differences have helped strengthen their marriage. Yeah, that's one thing, guys. The language barrier. Okay, you have to respect, guys, that not all Filipino have that. Like I said a while ago, that some Filipino have less education. You're very grateful to have educated, a high education, so it's easy for them to communicate with you. But if you have less education, even though they have education, but it's not as what other Filipino has. So you have to be patient about that. You have, if you, that would be good if you're gonna learn their language, all right? That would be good, because sometimes that's also a cause of conflict, because a person, a Filipina or a Filipino, cannot really express why he or she say this, and why he or she's uh, do like that. So you have to be patient for that and try to understand. So it's better if you want to learn a little their language. It helps. And of course, communication is important in a relationship. You have to communicate. Okay? And of course, respect is always there. Number four is cultural curiosity. Some black men enjoy learning about Filipino traditions, food, celebration, and culture. At the same time, many Filipinos are interested in learning about American or other cultures, or American cultures in other cultures or other races. Creating a relationship where both partners grow together. So that's a important thing that you learn from your partner. That's one thing, guys, that before, Frank has more knowledge dealing with people, especially when you do business. So I learned a lot that from him. And I think I don't know if he learned from me, but some things here that's very important for him to know. I share that. We have a lot of educated women in American getting divorced every day. because that's that I think that's the problem, Joseph, because it's just like they don't really value the marriage thing. It's just like, uh look, some women, they just very excited how big is the diamond ring that a man can give to her. All right, so it's just like how big is the and then how much is the cost of the wedding gown, everything. They're very excited for that. They just want to give value the wedding, but they don't really give value the marriage. Okay. Guys, are you ready? Are you ready? Fasten your seatbelt. Because my guest is here. Okay, let me welcome.
Let me close the door so we don't have an echo.
Okay. Please welcome. Okay, hold on, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna prepare this. Wait a minute. So, guys, I'm waiting for you. So, welcome. Okay, I'm gonna do it. He's laughing. So, I mentioned a while ago that I have a special guest, special participation, no other than Mr. Frank Tate. Welcome to my show, Mr. Frank Tate.
Hello,
So,
everybody.
okay, once more.
Don't hear echo.
All right.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
So, let me welcome you. Thank you so much for for giving me a privilege to join to my show, because this is very important that you can also give advice and share your experience. Why some black men choose to marry a Filipina is, I really want to hear about your opinion about this, about this kind of topics. So,
Mhm. Well, first thing I want to apologize to everybody because I did a workout this morning, and before I could sit down and talk, I had to take a shower.
go ahead, Frank. Yeah, I just wonder, when I get up, what are you doing? So I'm very happy that because it's been a long time that I also told you, come on, let's go to the pool, we do exercise, but I'm very happy that you did that.
Well,
So
remember, I
yes.
told you I was going to start a workout, but I said, but not today. That was yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, so Ronald, the country boy, what's up to Mr.
Hello,
Tate?
Ronald. Hey, Joseph. So, I'm supposed to be talking about the experience of being married to a Filipina.
Yeah, what is your experience, and then you can share your thoughts about that.
Hmm.
Why?
Let me see. Said the
So,
blind man.
okay, Frank, hold on. So while you're talking, I'm gonna mute myself, okay, so that there's no echo gonna be is that okay?
Yeah, do I need to cut something else off?
No, no need. Guys, the volume is echoing. Yeah, the volume is echoing.
Okay. How is it now?
How is it now?
Because I've got everything cut off. Maybe I need to put my volume down a little bit. Okay, how is that?
Well, I don't really hear, about some echo because, it still do it. It still do it. Okay, so here's the thing, Frank, that I'll gonna mute myself and then while you're talking, okay? Because I can still hear you. All right, so I'll
Okay.
gonna I'll gonna mute myself. Okay, so here we go.
All right. Um, I find it quite, or I should say, I found it um, very interesting. Relationships when I first came to the Philippines, because I had to learn certain ways of doing things. Uh, but I found that it was kind of easy for me to meet people. Now, I dated before I got married. I had dated other women, and I ended up talking with my wife, and we were able to get into very long conversations where I was able to tell her my ideas, uh, that I was actually looking for a wife, okay, not just looking for a girlfriend or whatever like that. So I needed someone that I would be able to work with to accomplish things there. Now, we still have an apartment in the United States, but we have a problem getting uh, Lily a visa to be able to visit the United States. I really don't want to move back to the United States. I want to just to be able to visit, so that's a problem that we have. Um, but other than that, Lily and I, we get along quite well. Uh, Being that her English is very good, very good. But I'm an older man, and sometimes when she's speaking, I don't hear stuff, and I frustrate her at times because she be like, "My God, can't you hear?" And I'm like, "No." But other than that, we get along very well. When we have a problem, we're able to sit down and talk about it and work things out. That's something that I kind of missed over in the United States. Um, I would run into women and they were very selfish. Um, just like when you hear guys talking about women paying 50-50, and they don't mean that the woman has to pay exactly half, but pay according to what you make. Nothing is free in this world. And so many people in the West are looking for something for nothing. Okay? A lot of the women want you to just give, give, give. They don't want to work together with you to do something, to build something. And that's the difference. My wife is willing to work with me to do things, and that inspires me, okay, to be a better person. It keeps me from being selfish. You can't be selfish when you're with a woman that's not selfish. And that's the thing about a lot of the women in the United States. They feel that their money is their money and your money is their money, and it's not that way, you know, especially once you get married. The money that comes into the house belongs to both of you, and so it's hard for some women in the West to really understand that. They're going for this provider thing instead of understanding that you're supposed to be partners and you're supposed to be working together and you're supposed to be working to build wealth for your later years when you're not working or you can't work, so that you won't have anything to worry about, so that you will have the investments in place, so that the income is coming in and you don't have to do a thing to get that income. And I couldn't find a female in the West that was that wanted to follow that model of working together to get things done. I made a very good salary, and most females felt that, well, look at how much you make. You should pay everything. No, no. See, I wasn't raised that way in my family. Uh, my father passed when I was like 11 years old. And so my mother had to raise us. But this is something that my mother did that I think that was a very good lesson. Anything that we wanted, okay, we could have it if we were willing to work for it. Now, my mother may have wanted to buy me a pair of cheaper uh, gym shoes. Remember, Sears used to sell Jeepers, okay, and they were almost as good as Converses at that time. I'm really telling my age now, but Converses cost way more. So what my mother would do is she would say, "Okay, I'll give you half." At that time, Converses cost $10. Jeepers cost $3. So if you wanted the $10 gym shoes, if you came up with five, then she would give you five instead of buying you the $3 gym shoes. So that taught us to work, and that's what we did. And so a lot of women should understand that nothing is free, that you have to put in something to get something out of something. If they want their man, okay, to really give them something, show him that they're willing to give him something.
Okay, Frank, Joseph has, asked a question. How come you can't take her back?
Well, I'm not
I'm not.
okay. Cut. Mute. Okay. I did not put in. Well, okay. At first I had put in to bring her back to the United States, and then we thought about things and we really talked about it, and we felt safer being here. I think being here in the Philippines is way safer than being in Chicago. So I wouldn't mind visiting Chicago with my wife, or just say the United States, because when you look at the way that they have ICE going around the streets, picking up foreign people and deporting them, I would hate to go and visit the United States and these fools snatch up my wife and throw her in a van, and the next thing I know, they done sent her to El Salvador or somewhere, and I'm trying to figure out what's then happened to my wife. I don't have time for that BS. Okay, I don't have time for that racial BS that Trump and his guys are doing, because it doesn't make any sense. They're starting wars, but they're kicking out people who could possibly be soldiers to fight a war. Not too smart. Um, every administration before this idiot, okay, one of the things that they offered people was, say, you go to war for us, and if you live, we'll make you a citizen. But we're not doing that kind of stuff anymore. So, but no, that's why we're not really going back. Oh, Ronald the
Ronald
country
the
boy.
country boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ronald.
Ronald.
I have a
I have a
place in
place in
South
South
Shore,
Shore,
right on the
right on
lake.
the lake.
So I
So I
live in
live
a
in a
decent
decent
area,
area.
but you're not going to be in just one area. You've got to move around the city, and everywhere is not safe, especially when it comes to dealing with people like ICE. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you remember or not, there was a building uh, that ICE raided and ran everybody out of the building. That building was on the next block across the street from where I live. And I live in a high rent building. That was surprising to me for that to happen in that neighborhood like that. And that let me know just how racist things are in the United States now. So, no, I don't want to subject my wife to something like that. I'd rather be here in the Philippines where people treat me nice, and they understand that she's my wife, I'm her husband, and we have no problems. Anybody else have
Anybody
any
else have any
questions?
questions?
So it's still echoing. Yeah, I'm really appreciate that about that, Frank. So it's just like for me also, I'm not really interested to go to the states if I'm uh not safe when I buy something in the store, and then all of a sudden, because I saw that even some American citizen that they do that. How
Yeah.
much me?
Joseph made
Joseph made
a joke
a
about
joke
Jim
about Jim
Croce's
Croce's
song,
song,
Bad,
Bad
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 Leroy Brown.
Leroy Brown.
It reminds me if that Frank, the the song that the bad boy, bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come from you?
Yeah,
So
that
it's
was
just like that's how the song that I really think if somebody eyes, well, if I'm the states, they're gonna do what you gonna do? What you gonna do really when they come from you? Run, run, run.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
that was
song
a
that they
song that
used
they
on a
used
on a
on a
cop
cop
show
show
where
where
cops were
cops
going
were
driving
going driving
around
around
arresting
arresting
people and
people
stuff,
and
and they
stuff,
would
and they
have
would have
somebody with a
somebody with
movie
a movie
camera with
camera
them.
with them.
From Jerome, Jerome Morgan. What states you from, Jerome? How come you two have children together?
You want to
You
answer
want to
that, or you
answer
want
that, or
me to
you want me
answer
to
that?
answer that?
Okay, hold on. Let me. You can answer, Frank.
We don't have children together. I feel that I'm too old to be having children now. I don't want to exactly tell my age, but I'm an old man, all right? And I wouldn't be around by the time my child would be
Child would be
grown.
grown.
Hold on. Let me lower my volume. It still have echo. Please let us know. It still have echo because I lower my volume.
Okay. Yeah, no echo.
Oh, from Toronto, Canada. Welcome to my show.
So, country boy, do you still hear an echo?
Yeah, and you know what, guys? I don't want to, I don't want to reveal my age, okay? It's so risky for me to conceive a child. It's risky. So I don't want that, of course, Frank is older than me, and I don't want Frank had a hard time. What will happen to our kids? So it's good to have a kids, but you have also to think the future of your child. So I don't want to gamble that. Okay,
And
and then
also the cost of children. How much it costs to raise a child, what it costs to send a kid to college now. That's a lot of money. When I'm at in my fourth quarter of life, I would prefer for us to spend that money on traveling and doing things that we want to do and having things that we want to have.
so we already talked about that. What matters to us in our our loyalty with each other.
So Jerome wants to join. So
Okay,
he wants to
go
get
and
into the group chat.
click the the link, Jerome.
Yeah, you have to roll up a little bit and
Yeah.
you'll see the link.
Wait, hold on. So
Sorry to hear that, Joseph. I lost my father when I was 11. My father was deceased at 40. My mother lived to be
there
89.
you go, Jerome. I'll send the link. Okay, from Joseph, my father had me when he was 52. My mother was 42. My father outlived her.
So then you were raised, really raised then by a man.
And you know
That's
what,
it.
Frank? Can you on about like what is your opinion about I think for me it's just like this is between the compatibility. It's not about the race. It's how you think, right?
Yes. Yes. That's the thing that people need to understand because we are all people.
Okay, hello. Thank you for coming.
Hey guys, how you doing?
All
All
right.
right.
But as I was saying, we're all human beings, and our life experiences are somewhat the same. I grew up poor, you know. Lily grew up poor, but we're not poor anymore. So, we have a lot in common, and that's what makes it easy for us to be able to work together and do the things that we do.
Okay, welcome to the show, Jerome.
Say something, Jerome. Are you muted?
Okay, now I can hear you guys better. So sorry about that.
Okay.
How you doing?
Now
Thank you
we can
for
hear you.
bringing me on.
So, what do you think about the topic of the day?
Do you want to recall the topic one more time, please?
Tell him the topic, Lilibeth.
Okay, why some black men choose to marry Filipina is just love, culture, and family values. in
I think it's common, like being like around somebody who's kind of like you, but at the same time different from you. So I guess it's like the family values, I guess the hospitality, the attention, things of that nature.
Because I have had women that would talk that BS like they do online, where they
Hmm.
don't want to do anything.
Hmm.
You're working every day, you're paying
Yep,
all the bills, and you come
absolutely.
home from work where you didn't work overtime, and there's no food.
Yep.
Here's what really will get you: the day before you go shopping for groceries, and the house is full of groceries. Okay, and you just know when you get home, you got a meal, and, and the pots is cold. Okay.
That's true. That's true. I agree.
Yeah.
So are you,
So
I
I
know, are you married? Are you married, Jerome?
Yeah, I am.
With with American or
Filipina.
a Filipina?
okay.
Okay,
So you
good.
know what's going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about my clothes being washed and ironed. Okay, I don't have to. As a matter of fact, I have to tell her, no, I'm not hungry. Don't fix me anything. Okay,
Yes,
because she
yes,
will.
that's so true. So true. So so true. Yes. And not just her, just the family itself. They almost like no, they almost have to force you to eat sometimes, even though you've had more than enough or you're not feeling for a meal at the moment. But in in terms of watching, we both help with a lot of the chores. It's not just her.
Mm, well, Lily handles everything, you know.
Wow.
But then I do pay all of the bills,
Yep.
So she that's her throwing in her share of making
Yep.
sure, and she keeps a spotless house.
I believe you.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
and that's one of the reasons why I bought her a car. Now I have
Hmm.
never in my life bought a woman a car. Okay, but I'm watching my wife scrub the floor. Okay, where she's got pads on her feet, the 3M pads, where she's
Yep.
making sure that she gets it clean, and she's working so hard. And I just said, I got to give her something. This woman works her ass off in this house. Okay.
Contributing to
And
the quality of life, of course, you
yeah.
know.
And so I took her to the car dealership and let her pick out a car, and I paid cash for it. So it's her car. It's in her name. It's hers, not mine.
Makes sense,
Yeah,
makes sense.
I and then that's I really appreciate it, even though that I did not ask, but I did not ask. But
Always
I
remember,
really
wait,
appreciate that. That's my first baby. So
yes,
but
yes, true.
that's my baby.
So
Always
you
remember,
see,
in the Philippines, what's yours is hers, and what's his is yours, basically.
yeah,
Both of
we
you,
we share.
50-50.
So the thing with the women in the West, they
Yes.
expect for you to do stuff like that, and they do nothing.
Yeah,
I saw,
exactly. Unearned. It's so true.
yeah, I saw a video where a guy took his wife, and it was a Lexus, a red Lexus, and I think it was a year or 2 years old. Okay, and she told him, "I don't want that." And he
Wow.
said, "But baby, this is a nice car. It's got all the bells and whistles and everything. It had the glass top and everything and all."
Amazing.
And she was talking about um, she wanted a Range Rover, and I couldn't do nothing but shake my head.
Of
You
course.
ungrateful bitch.
Yep,
The man that bought
absolutely.
you
I'll
a
be thinking that too.
Lexus. He didn't bought you a Lexus and it's not an old one, it's just 2 years old.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that
right.
car is still new. Okay, and you like, I don't want it. And she, I mean, she's ready to. She like walked away, and he didn't already put money down. He was bringing her to pick the car up to take the car home.
That's crazy.
And the guy was saying, "Well, I can't give you a refund." And
You know what that is? You know what that is, Frank? It's our North American mentality. That's what it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
and I guess like when we go overseas to like say South America or Southeast Asia, that mentality is not so much there, right? So when we meet a really good, fantastic woman, we're kind of taken away by that, where those negativities are not there, right? So it kind of like it's a refreshing and new to us at the same time. So I guess that kind of draws us to Filipino culture and Filipino women, I guess.
yeah. They appreciate things that you do
Absolutely,
for
I'll agree.
them.
I agree with that. Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. Yes, that's so true.
And
So
back in
true.
the West, you could never do enough, no matter
No, you
what
can
you
never
do.
do enough. Yeah, yeah, that's so true. That's so
If
true.
if he had got her a Range Rover, she would have said she wanted a G wagon.
Right? That's right. That's right. You can't blame them. I mean, they're just shooting for the top at the end of the day. And I mean, that's just like a certain segment of women in our in our society. It's not all women, but it's a large amount of them
Yeah.
in our area of the world, right? So that's what the problem is, honestly.
Well, one of the problems that I noticed too. Here's the thing. Uh, Once a woman that you're dealing with, if she knows how much money you make, then
Hmm.
she becomes greedy. Okay,
Hmm.
and they don't
Hmm.
seem to understand that you still have to pay for your place. This is before you married. You still got to pay for your place. You got to pay your bills. And you got to pay for your car. You got to pay your car insurance. You got to buy your clothes. You got to buy your shoes.
That's
Okay, you
right.
got to have money in your pocket. But they seem to think like, oh, you making all that money. Oh, you could give me.
That's
No,
right.
baby, if you want something, you got to earn it.
And that's the thing.
You
If they're
don't
your
want to.
woman, they're gonna feel entitled to that piece of you, right? Financially. I mean, they're gonna bring that up a lot, right? So that's the
Yeah.
thing, you know. Hmm. And
Now that's
especially
just like,
if you're like say living together, they'll like it depends who the couple is. Some that just expect
yeah,
you to pay for absolutely everything depending on what you're making. Like, well, I'm working here, so but you make this much, you should pay all the bills, right? Like, no, we're a partnership. We should work together to get everything done. Well, depending
yeah,
where you're living, of course, if you're living in the Philippines, I feel that the man should pay everything, right? But if you're living abroad, in like here in North America, say Canada, US, or Europe, yeah, like in order to survive nowadays, you need
yeah,
a two
everything costs way
income.
more.
Yeah, exactly. It's way more, super way more.
Now,
Sure.
here, okay, I save 1/3 of my income,
Hmm.
okay, so that we can buy a building. That way, when I'm gone, when I'm dead and gone, my wife will have a building that she will be able to collect rent from and
Amazing.
still be able to make it with no problems. She just has to manage the building, make sure that the maintenance is done and stuff like that. But she
Right.
will have a business,
Yeah,
and she
that's
won't
true.
have to worry about anything. But if I was with a woman in the United States and she knew that I was actually banking 1/3 of my income, oh man, would I be called a cheap bastard?
Oh yes, absolutely. It's like, you're holding out on me. You have this. It's like, yeah, so true, so true.
Yeah, and see, and that's how I bought Lily the car, saving the money, and was able to go and pay cash instead
Hmm.
of getting a loan and having to pay interest and
That's right. That's right.
cars
And that's
paid
another thing
for.
what's appealing to about the Philippines as well is like you could do that a lot, like in terms of finances, right? Where here in the U.S. or Canada, we're locked down with this 5 year car deal, or we're locked down with mortgages. Here in Philippines, it's more flexible if you have the money, and I really, really like that. It draws me there because of that as well.
Oh yeah, because you can build a house according to where you're living. If you're out in the countryside or whatever like that, you
Hmm.
could probably build a house for as little as a little bit over 1 million pesos.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
correct. Just like my friend
and that's
Calvin,
what
shout out to Sunshine Shoulders,
about
by the way. Yeah.
yeah, about $17,000 now.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
right. That's right.
yeah, you can't do that in the United States.
No, you cannot. Even a condo is almost out of reach for that price.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's one of the advantages of being married, being here. Now, and I have to be honest about this. This is the only thing that I don't like, being that we, as the foreigner, cannot own land. It has to be put in your wife's name. But I be trying to advise men that if you are not married
Hmm.
to a Filipina, don't
Hmm.
buy her a house.
Hmm. That's right.
And you will see a lot of these white guys that come online talking about, oh, she scammed me out of my money. No, she didn't scam you.
Scam you.
You was
No.
stupid. You just
That's
gave
right.
the money away. You
That's
know,
right.
didn't you understand that you can't own land? And if you buy that land and buy that house, it's hers,
That's
not
right.
yours.
That's right. 100%. And you know what? I'm not mad at the Filipino government for having that law in place. It's kind of just to protect the sovereignty of the country due to like foreign interference, right? So it's just trying to give all Filipino a chance to own something in their own land versus like foreigners buying up everything. I mean, if you take a look, like my background is the Caribbean, right? A lot of foreigners are buying up the Caribbean space, so I can understand the Philippines doing that. They're foreseeing the future and protecting their future as well. So I understand it's frustrating for a lot of foreigners. Like, how come we can't own land? How come we can't do this? But I understand why that's there. It's just to protect the sovereignty in place for all Filipinos. I believe
Yeah.
that.
And another thing that it does, it actually helps keep the price of houses from going up too high.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's so true.
Okay,
I never
because the
thought of it
price
that
would
way.
go up if we could buy the land. The price would start rising because everybody is like, yeah, they got money. We could charge more.
That's right. That's right. It's right. You can't blame them if they're like that, right? I mean, it is what it is. Is business is business.
Yeah.
But yeah, but doing that, like there's ways, small ways the foreigners can own certain things. Like for instance, townhomes can be owned by foreigners, condos can
Yeah.
be owned by foreigners, but that's the extent. But like I mean, like I've seen on the South End, Lex, beautiful townhomes on the side of the highway, and they can be owned by foreigners.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have a question for you, Jerome. Have you
sure.
built a house here in the Philippines?
Have I built a house?
Yeah.
No, no, I haven't. We bought like 1 acre of land and fenced it, but we haven't built anything in place in that spot. And furthermore, her father passed away about 5 or 6 years ago, and left quite a substantial amount of land to her. So like we're just basically it's in her mother's name for now until we're ready to move to the Philippines permanently and to do something about it.
So your wife is from Bicol, because you mentioned
Correct.
about Bicol dialect.
Yes, yes, that's correct.
Ah, okay. Because Bicol is part of Luzon. Is that in southern?
Southern Luzon. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So
That's
how
right.
long have you guys been married?
Almost 10 years. So our ninth year, or we're gonna be we're 9 years right now. We're going on our 10th year in November.
Congratulations. Yeah. You guys have been married longer than we have. We've been married now for what, 8 years?
Yeah.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're almost we're almost.
I
So how
never
many
had it.
kids do you have?
I don't have any kids with my wife right now. No, I don't.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
For at least a good 3.5, 4 years of our marriage, she's an ex-PNP, so like she was a police officer for a while. And after the 4 or 5 years, she came here to Canada to live with me, but we haven't had any kids yet. It's just like right now, it's just very expensive to have children at the moment.
So how is how is the how is the cost of rent there in Canada? Is it is it pricey, or it depends on the location that you were
Yeah, it
in?
depends on the location. So it depends on the location where you live. Like in particularly like a major city like Toronto, it's really expensive. So like your classic like New York or Los Angeles. But depending where you live, like just outside of the city of Toronto, it can range from various prices where people could look at that as affordable to almost affordable, and you can have units where are very expensive as well. Depends on your price range and your taste and location.
Okay, are you Canadian citizen or American
Yeah,
citizen?
I'm a Canadian citizen.
Ah, okay. So it's just like when you bring your wife in Canada, she had no problem when it comes to that.
No,
Like the visa thing.
no. It only took a while to kind of like clear through their checks and balances due to her police background. But other than that, no, nothing like that.
well, Canada has always been different than the United States. It's a bunch of
Yes, yes,
assholes in the United
yes. You
States.
guys could have fiance visas. We don't have that here. Absolutely not.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Filipino there, because Canada
Hmm.
now is open for Filipino.
Yes, there is very much so. And you know what? I'll tell you something, Liddy, that there's been a lot of more Filipino here than ever. I've noticed personally in the last 8 or 9 years. Growing up as a very small young man, I never really grown up with too many Filipinos. But after, like, say, like to 2015, from 2015 onward, there's been a large explosion of Filipinos who have joined our community throughout the city, and it's really good as well. Like a lot of them have opened businesses, a lot of them are in mixed relationships. They're out throughout different sectors of work in our society. Hardworking, really good for people, honest people, I would say.
So let me ask you this: is there a lot of racism in Canada?
Yes and no. It's more of a overt than covert racism.
Mm.
So I would
So
say it's not in your face like in the US, right? But at the same time, it's there. Absolutely.
mm, okay, yeah, that's the terrible thing. Once Trump got into office this second time,
Right.
it just became terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's why, nah, I really don't want to live there. I don't mind visiting, but no, I don't want to live in the
And that's
United
kind of the
States.
same thing from with my wife, what Liddy was talking about. I would hate to be traveling in the US or, transferring on a plane to go to the Philippines from the US and then something happens to my wife, right? And that's like my
Yeah.
biggest fear. Something happen. We really want to visit the U.S. because also too, she has family there in Texas, and we can't visit them because of this whole ICE thing. And imagine if I see citizens of the U.S. get caught up with this ICE business. I would hate for me or even my wife to be down there and we get caught up with that. Right? So until things calm down in the US, I'm not really feeling safe. I feel safer being in the Philippines and traveling the Philippines by myself than in the US, I'll be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
that's the way I feel. I feel safe here. I know
Yeah, me
what
too.
areas not to go into.
That's
Okay,
right.
I mean, I'm not stupid. You know, I'm not saying that it's just peaceful everywhere and lovey-dovey and everything. No, there are certain areas that you don't go into. Well, just like if you were in Chicago, there are
That's
certain
right.
areas that you don't go into.
Yep.
Unless you packing, unless you strap, you don't
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
there.
That's just like
So
Toronto. It's the same thing. There's certain areas you don't want to go into, especially after night. Like it's really
yeah,
rough. Remember, Toronto's one of the major cities in North America. We have our own share of problems and crime and everything like that here too. So yeah,
yeah.
I definitely understand what you're saying. Yep.
Yeah, so that's just the world, and that's the thing for the black men who want to travel to other
Mm-hmm.
countries. They should,
Mm-hmm. Very
I
much
like
so.
seeing black men getting their passports and
Yep.
going to see the world because seeing the world really opens up your eyes.
Yes, it does. I've never been the same ever since I've been to Southeast Asia.
Mm,
So I've been
yeah,
to Japan, I've been to Taiwan, China, Philippines, of course, and even Guam. And I'm like, guys, get your passport, travel out there. It will broaden your horizons. It will open your mind to a lot of things in there.
yeah,
Especially like when I interact with different sectors of the Filipino culture and people down there. I realize, man, these guys are just like us, man. They just speak a different language. That's all.
yeah, yeah.
So
They're just like, exactly like us.
how is your how is your experience first time you came here in the Philippines? How do you like how do you like the country Philippines?
Okay, yeah. I came there when it was the El Nino, so I was really amazed how hot the weather was. And I mean, I really, really loved it. It was a great experience. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Like I did a lot of stuff in such a condensed amount of time. So I did a lot of traveling throughout the country, and honestly, like, yeah, I I really believe the Philippines. I owe them a lot. They took care of me, and again, like it's a great country. I would really love to call home, definitely for the future.
Yeah. And most Filipinos are well mannered. Okay. They're nice.
Hmm.
They're nice
Even the bad
people.
ones.
Yeah. Usually you're not going to have a problem unless you become the problem.
That's correct.
You
That's
know,
correct.
you know,
Yeah.
uh, I've had policemen to be super nice to me. Like
Hmm.
if I'm lost and trying to find directions or whatever, how do I get to such and such? They'll stop and talk with you and tell you how to go. Most people will even do the same. I was in a
That's right.
motorcycle accident and people
Oh
came
man.
over to help and stuff, to get my motorcycle started again,
Hmm.
and I mean they were really nice people.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like in the
Exactly.
United States where something could happen and everybody will just drive by you. But
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, 100%, 100%. That's so true. I actually say my mind, my man, Americans are nice, man. Look at this stuff for the people. No, that has never happened here. You'll be there for hours. That's so true, so true.
but I
That's so
think
true.
it's a good thing um, to marry someone that is away from the United States, and
Hmm.
attitudes are totally different towards life, and you are appreciated, not tolerated.
No, definitely
They are
appreciate it.
willing to work with you when you really want to do something or build something. Yes, they'll work with you to do it. You know, instead of the stuff that you get in the West. you come in late and you want something to eat, and you could ask your wife to fix you something to eat, and she will not
Hmm.
tell you, are your legs broke or something? What?
Oh
Get up
no,
and do it
that's
yourself.
crazy. Yeah, again, that's emotional maturity, right? You know, it's just that like well, some people do have it, some people don't. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just like, for me that, especially if the woman don't work and, in charge of everything. So you have, it's just like for me, you don't have to say something or what. It's just like common sense. But
Yes, exactly.
sometimes common sense is no longer common sense. That's the problem.
No, it's not very common. That's so true. It's like, you know, and it's not just the young, it's also the old or the middle age or whatever. Like it's all ages, right? Like, you know, like sometimes you'll be talking with somebody who it's the same age as you and they don't have any common sense. You're like, what happened? You know, where I'm talking to a very, very intelligent youth and it amazes me. I'm blown away all their common sense and how they have everything together, right? So it all depends on the people. It all depends on the person you're interacting with.
well, that's like the other day. I was watching a guy's channel, and they were talking about how in the United States, being that you have women um, raising boys,
Mm.
okay, that a lot of the boys are not really learning how to be men
No, that's so true.
because of that fact, and how our women want to run you away. You get them pregnant, and then uh, they're ready to get on welfare and or take you into court to get child support,
Mm.
even though you're taking care of the child, they want that check through that support system, okay, so that they can do with it whatever it is that they want to do with it.
Yeah,
So, um, but I don't know with some of the stuff that Trump is doing, where he's cutting off all of the help to people. It
yeah. I
seems
just saw
like
it
some
today.
of them are starting to, some of the women are starting to change a little bit. They're not, you don't hear that many of them now talking that I don't need a man crap.
Yeah, yeah. I just heard they took off Section 8 and they're thinking of taking away SNAP as well.
Yeah,
Am I wrong? Am I wrong or
yeah, I heard that too.
yeah,
And
that's crazy.
so that's going to change a lot of their attitudes when they start to realize, well, I need help. I can't do this by myself. Because that's
Right.
the thing they've been saying. Oh, I could do this, I could do that. I'm a boss bee, and so as
Yes.
guys are leaving, okay, and here's one of the things that they don't seem to understand, because you hear them trying to talk about passport bros, and they be, they try to make it sound like everybody is trying to take advantage of women in another country, and that we're broke,
Yeah, I've
we're
heard that before.
dusty, and all of
Yeah, you
that
have to go
kind of
all the way
stuff.
down there for a woman. Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they don't understand, you can't be flying back and forth 8,000 miles and you broke,
Exactly.
okay?
Exactly.
You can't have a place in the country that you come from and a place in another country if you're broke.
Exactly.
It's just not happening. And so
Yeah.
they're losing a lot of the men, okay, to these women in foreign countries. And those women are standing with open arms, saying, come this way. If they don't want you, I'll take you. Don't.
Yep, yep. I was just
Oh.
watching this program in Japan. Like they're doing that in Japan. Very, they're taking a lot of foreigners in Japan, but there's a backlash of people like saying that they don't want a lot of foreigners in Japan. But yet, a lot of brothers are going up there and they're being greeted with open arms. Definitely.
Yeah. And so if a brother comes and he's got money, that's to the advantage of
That's
that
right.
country. And
Yep.
just like here in the Philippines, we're living in a upper middle class uh,
Yeah.
neighborhood area. Now we could be living in BGC or Makati or something like that, but being that we want to build an apartment building, our thought process is we'll live below our means and save money
Yeah.
so
Makes
that we
sense to
can
me.
make the investment instead of just giving away all of this money just to live over in this particular area that everybody seems to want to run to because it reminds them mostly of the United States, you
Yes.
know.
Yes, it does.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm here. This is a gated community.
Okay.
Okay, we got security all over the place,
That's
so you
good.
don't have to worry about anything. We got swimming pool, workout room, small grocery store.
Nice.
There's a playground for kids. I mean, everything is here. We really don't have to leave out unless we want to. We don't have to leave out of this compound. So,
That's a nice place. Yeah, I would say I'd say that's a nice place. It's almost like me and my wife have also talked about buying a condo in Manila. We're thinking about Newport City in
mm,
Pasay, like very,
yeah,
very
I
close
know where
to
that
City
is.
of Dreams. Yeah, we really, really love that area where the bull is like, spitting out waters like these three bulls there. Carabao, I guess. And there's a lot of condos there for sale. And a lot of people do Airbnb or bookings.com there. So it's a good thing to get into.
Yeah, because we've gone to the casino this
Hmm.
right there at Newport, and
Yeah.
we go to the what's the store where we buy the shirts at with the alligator
Yes.
on it?
Oh, Lacoste.
Yeah, Lacoste. We go,
Lacoste.
we
Yeah.
yeah, we go to the Lacoste store there all the time. So, but yeah, that's a nice area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
very
near,
nice area.
that's near to our place. Just like a few
Oh,
minutes, drive.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So yeah,
because
so the
we're
supermarket in your guys area you go to is probably like the metro there, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that area. I really do. It reminds me of Toronto. That's why I really like going there.
mm,
And it's very centralized too, so you can get around the city quite easily, you know.
yeah, you could get on the expressway real quick.
Yeah.
So just like, our place is very accessible for everything like banks, airport,
Hmm.
malls,
Hospital.
hospitals. So that's one thing that, I really pick this, because not all place here is just like, you can access, those um, places that I mentioned, because some it's near to the mall, but the problem is it's kind of far to the hospital. So that's the three important that you have to near in your place: bank,
Yes.
airport, in hospital.
Yes.
Never mind the malls, okay, or
Exactly.
market,
Exactly.
but the three important is, especially if you are westerners, that's very
Hmm.
important. Okay, because
Yeah.
like
No. Sure.
you don't really have to, you're here in the Philippines, everything is go, we even me, I don't really go on that program that we're okay, no, especially now that there's so many things that happen here that the government will not tell us, but behind of that it's kind of a scary, so you must be
Yes.
prepared,
Yeah.
that you're near to the airport if in case suddenly
Something
somebody
happens,
attack
you need to get
us.
the heck out of there. Yes, exactly. It's so
Yeah.
true.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
so
it's
true.
easy for
So true.
us, to jump off, and within 5 minutes we're there in the airport and save our life.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. That's so true. That's so
Yep.
true. That's so true.
Get out of town if you need to. but that's like but one of the things, like I said, the guys have to remember, is that when you move to a foreign country, and this is any foreign country, okay, before you start trying to open up a business and buying a home and all that kind of stuff, they have to remember, if you do something wrong, you could be deported
That's right. That's right.
and end up losing everything because you can't
That's
come
right.
back into the country if they kick you out. So guys need to think about that before they start sending money over here, before they even meet a female. They sending her money, and I mean all of these horror stories that I keep hearing from these white guys, where they are sending these women more money than they have ever had,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
then
That's
and
right.
they,
Some of these women have never even seen 20,000 pesos all at once. Never seen
yeah,
that before. Yeah, it's true.
yeah, and they shouldn't do that. They're spoiling. They It reminds me of a cowboy movie that I saw once, where some uh, cowboys and some guys who were like gentlemen was on the stagecoach together,
Hmm.
and the one of the cowboys was talking about this fancy house of ill repute, where the fancy women are at, and he gave them extra money. And then another one of the cowboys told him, any man that runs up the price of cat should be shot.
That's funny.
So, um, guys should not be giving these women these expectations that they could get all of this money out of foreigners, because it
Hmm.
will corrupt them.
Yep,
And my thing
that's
is,
right.
don't mess it up here. Don't turn women here into women like in the United States.
And you know what? I find that's happening right now too. Like a lot of girl, like people who are like in the dating scene or whatever. You find like a lot of women over there are turning into like our style of women now. Like they expect a lot of money up front and things of that nature for nothing. It's like it's true. A lot of men are spoiling them, and imagine that. What if things don't work with that woman and that guy? It's going to be so hard for the next guy to live up to the expectations of the previous man. You know?
Oh, we've got a new person,
Hello, hello.
chaotic
What's going on?
truth.
What's going on, guys?
Hello. Sorry, I muted. Welcome to Lilibet Tate channel. Where are you
How you doing?
from?
I am from Ohio, in the United
Oh,
States.
Ohio.
Not too
Hmm.
far.
Oh, same place with our friend Jerome
Yeah,
Craig
Jerome is
from
from Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Oh, Jerome, you're from Cincinnati?
No, no, I'm not.
No,
Yes.
no, no, no,
I'm from
no.
Toronto, Toronto,
Um,
Ontario.
Oh,
No,
not him. Oh,
the other,
no,
the other friend.
another
oh,
vlogger.
okay.
Okay, so thank you for coming in. All right,
So, have
so
have you been to the Philippines?
No, I have not. No,
Mm.
so are
Have you
you?
been to any other foreign country?
I have. I've been to Madrid, which is Spain. Barcelona, which is in Spain. I've been to Rome, which is obviously Italy,
In Italy.
and I've been to Lisbon, which is in Portugal.
Okay. So, did you like your travels to those other countries?
Yeah, especially Rome and Madrid. The architecture was incredibly beautiful. The artwork. I went to the art museums at in Madrid. The overall walking culture, the walkability is incredible. The food was absolutely incredible too. But yeah, it was an incredible experience. I hope to go back again to these places.
Do you think one day you might move to a foreign country?
No, no, I love the United States. those countries are beautiful, but there's nothing like America. There's nothing like the United States. Yeah, so I've thought about it before, but I'm too American. I got to stay here in the states. Yeah, yeah. But but best believe I would when I was in over in Europe, I stayed a couple of months. So I'm not
Mm.
opposed to staying a few months until the your visa or whatever runs up. Yeah, yeah.
So, did you like the women um, in the foreign
Um,
countries?
the Spain has very beautiful women. A lot of the women actually are from South America, believe it or not. But the women in Spain were very beautiful. The women in Italy were, yeah, they not as beautiful as the women in Spain, but they were beautiful women. Yeah, they're very beautiful women. Yeah, I went with my wife, by the way, too. But yeah, but I did notice it. Yeah, they're very beautiful. Yeah.
And so,
Hmm.
is your wife an American also?
Yeah, she's an American. Yeah, she's American black. Yep.
Okay. And
Hmm.
she's from Ohio?
No, she's from the South. She's from South Carolina. No, she's from South Carolina. No, no,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
no.
So,
Yeah,
how did
she's
you
from South
guys
Carolina.
meet? Did you meet in college or?
We actually met online, which is funny. Yeah, we met online a few years, 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, during C19 when everybody was online. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I know I've never been to Southeast Asia. I've always wanted to go. I had a classmate when I was in elementary school who was from Cambodia. Uh, but yeah, I never thought about it before. I never thought. I mean, I want to go. I'm somewhat familiar with some of the Asian countries. To a degree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
myself,
I've
I've never
yeah.
been to like South America, and I've
Oh yeah.
never been to Africa, and
Yeah.
but I've been all over Europe,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I've been to China, and I've been to the Philippines, so yeah, I've been to a few places.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite country in Europe?
Germany,
Germany. Oh okay.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Which town in Germany? They have a lot of castles there. I heard.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of castles. Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I've been inside of a castle that has been modernized, in a little town called Budigan, and I met the
Yeah.
prince of Budigan. It was his castle
Yeah.
that I was in,
Yeah.
but yeah, the people, almost everybody speaks English
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Germany, so that
Oh
makes it
okay.
easy for you to be able to get around and stuff like that. And then I speak a little bit of Dutch, a little bit of German.
Oh
So
okay.
yeah, but I like Norway.
Yeah. My wife has been to Norway actually. I've never been there, but she loves it. Yeah. She loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
once you get out of Oslo and go up further north into
Yeah.
the little towns, it kind of reminds me of like the New England area,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
where you've
Yeah.
got a lot of boats and stuff that's going out to sea and stuff, the
Mhm.
fishermen and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife has been over to Norway. My sister lived in Germany for a year. Um she also lived in China for a year too. My brother just came back from Japan a few years ago too. So yeah, yeah. But no, I've only
Well,
been over to Europe. Yeah, in terms of countries outside of America, the United States.
well, that's great. That is great because I like to see brothers get out, travel, see the world,
Yeah,
and because that's the thing. Um, you will find out if you just try to hit as many countries as you can,
yeah,
you'll find out that America is not the greatest place to live. It seems like it at first, until you see a bunch of other different places and you see how things are working and how everybody is living, and you will see that some places have a better living standard than what we have in the United States. Now, with with me, I don't want you to get me wrong, cause I worked for the government. Okay, I'm a retiree from the government, and so I made good money, and I always lived in decent places. But I worry about my other people who were not doing as good as me. Okay, not able to live in the places that I was able to live in, and and that's what worries me.
Mm.
It's not really for myself. I'm doing fine. I still have a place in Chicago, and I've got a place here. So I'm not broke. You know, but like I said though, I still see. I still know what the ghetto is. I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up in Robert Taylor projects. Okay, as a kid, I grew up, man. When I was like 7 years old, I could tell you every gun that is being shot, what caliber it is.
You
So
you
that's
you
the
said,
type of area that I grew up in.
if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm in my 70s.
Okay.
Are you familiar? There's a guy who calls into my show. His name is Leonard Roy. Are you familiar with him? He's from Chicago.
Leonard Roy.
He started
No.
house music or something. You ever heard
No,
of it?
I don't
House
I
music.
don't know him.
Okay, never mind. He's from Chicago. Okay, I thought you may have known him. Okay. And let me ask you
What
this real
is
Yeah,
quick.
but
name? What
Chicago's
is
a big
name?
city, man.
His
About
name is
you
Leonard.
mentioned huh?
I'm sorry. His name is Leonard Roy.
Ah, okay. I'm not familiar with that.
Mm. Frank, let me
Sure, it
ask you
doesn't
this:
ring a bell.
have you
Go
ever
ahead.
thought about being a passenger on a cargo ship and seeing the world that way too? You ever thought about that?
Too slow.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is very slow. Yeah,
I like to get to where I'm going.
yeah,
I'm not really a ship person. You
yeah.
know, look, it's like this is kind of a joke, but it's not a joke. Okay, I don't like getting on ships with white people.
Really?
Well, remember, man, that's how we ended up slaves in the United States, getting on ships with white people, man. So I don't I don't like do I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
Plus, I can swim, but I can't swim like that.
Yeah,
So I'd rather take my chances in the air and cut that time down. I mean, you could make it over here in the Philippines in like 18 hours,
yeah,
Hmm.
8,000 miles away. If you on a ship trying to come over here, just think of how long it's going to take you to get here from the United States.
yeah. I mean, the whole purpose of the cargo journey, the whole purpose of booking passage on the cargo ship is to see all, just to see everything. Go all over. It may take a couple, like a year, year and a half, 2 years, but I've always thought about doing that on the cargo ship. Like that. Yeah. It's like some sort of adventure to that. But I get what you're saying. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now, if I did something like that, I wouldn't get on a cargo ship. I would get on an ocean liner, a
Yeah.
luxury liner, or whatever like that, and so that I could go to movies and,
Yeah.
uh, gamble, see the shows and all of that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Something to make me be able to pass the time when you out there on the water and you can't see nothing but water. Um,
Yeah.
I'm a guy. I was in the military,
Oh
and
yeah.
I
Which
was
brand?
in the army, in the aviation, and I have flown over large distances of water. And man, when you look and you see, there ain't nowhere to land if if shit goes wrong, you know. That's why you just want to do it fast and get it over with. At least
Yep.
that's me.
Yep.
What about you, Jerome? Would you like to take a ship? Um,
Um, I'm open to it, but I prefer to fly. I mean, like I've done long haul travel to the Philippines, and you see a lot of countries throughout the time. Like I mean, when I had another visit before in the 2018, and I traveled. Was it? I went to Washington D.C., then Hawaii. From Hawaii to Guam, from Guam to Taiwan, from Taiwan to Philippines. And being there and having those long layovers makes you kind of see the country a little bit and see things you haven't seen before versus like just passing over it.
mm,
So yeah, like you doing it through the ship would take too long, way too long for me. I don't have the patience for that.
yeah, me either. But yeah, that sounds like it might be an adventure
Yeah, it
to
was for me. It was.
to I'm talking about for him to go on a cargo ship
Uh,
or whatever like that. That would be an adventure. I just hope nothing goes wrong with the ship.
no, exactly, exactly.
That's a lot of water to try to drink.
Okay, so I would like to ask, Chaotic Truth Live, how old are you? How old
I'm
are you?
41. I'm 41.
Oh, okay, 41. Okay. So you're married to, you're married to American, a black
Yes.
American.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like, the subject that we're talking about is just like why some black men choose to marry Filipina, but I cannot really ask that question to you because you're married to black American. So it's just like, my question is, how long you been married to her?
5 years.
Sorry?
5 years.
Okay, so how? Because I know that when I go to your show, when I check, because it's just like, are you aware of, are you consider yourself as a passport bro?
Oh no, no,
No, you're not.
no,
Okay,
not at
so
all.
it's just
No.
like, uh, what is because I know that some of your show that you tackle about that women from the states, right? Excuse me. So what is your point of view or your opinion about why women, because are you aware of go to other show like dealing with like passport bro show like some there's a lot of like
Their
Dennis
content.
Sperling, his
Yeah,
show,
that's my
like
fraternity brother. Yeah.
other like my friend, Jerome Unplug, the average man unplug. That's Jerome Craig from Cincinnati. So, what is your opinion about now that you can hear about negative towards black women that before like like before World War II, and women now. What is your opinion about that? Because you're married to a black woman, and what is your opinion? What is your thing that you've noticed that there's something not right, or something that okay, you have to tell us that oh no, there's a difference this and other and other black men dealing with another race of woman or women nowadays.
Yeah, I think I got what you're saying. I think the black man by nature is benign, and I don't think the black man sees skin color the way that white men or other groups of men may have see it. So I think the black men who, particularly these passport guys, they are what we call in America in terms of, if you ever trade stocks, they're exercising their options. And a lot of these guys have had bad experiences with black women. Like most people have bad experiences with people, and they say, let me go to another country. Let me go over here, and where the grass may be greener, and sometimes it may not be. But I think a lot of these black guys are exercising their options with other women, and I don't think anything is wrong with that to a degree.
Right.
Me personally, I've been with a lot of particularly black women, and not every experience was the best, but I never thought about going over to another country to to mingle with other women. That's just me. I particularly just focus on black women. But in terms of passport bros, hey, if you want to, go around the world, do you? It's billions of people on the planet, and who am I to regulate anything? And I have my opinions about passport bros, but it's no more than, in my opinion, sort of like a brain drain to a degree. But with the world being smaller, um, these borders will eventually dissolve any damn way. Maybe not now in our lifetime, but eventually. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't think of anything of it, to be honest with you.
Let me ask you a question. In
Yo,
your 41 years, have
yeah,
you noticed a large change in the United States?
like what?
Like everything. You see, I grew up in the 50s
Oh
and the
yeah,
60s, okay? And it's like I saw racism that was blatant, and I see it starting to head that way again, you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so it gives me a certain insight when I see certain things take place that I know that a lot of younger men have only heard about, but they haven't seen it, you know. And that kind of worries me a little bit because I wonder, are they really preparing for what could happen?
what did you see? Where did you grow up? By the way, if you don't mind me asking.
Well, I,
Asking.
I grew up in Chicago, but
Okay.
uh, my family came from Mississippi and Arkansas,
Mm.
and so I used to go to Mississippi during the summer.
Yeah.
So I would spend summers down there on the farm. My family had a big farm down there,
Oh yeah.
you
And
know.
what did you see down there?
Uh, Let me tell you something that I saw in Arkansas.
Go ahead.
Um, we were getting ready to go to Arkansas, and my father needed to get tires. Okay, now he was in a '56 Cadillac.
Yeah.
Okay, and at that time, they used to have the gangster white wall tires, the
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
white wall tires. Okay, so what my father had done was to save money, he bought some black wall tires and had them in the front, the new tires, and then put the other tires, the white walls, in the back. He got stopped by the Arkansas state troopers.
Oh
The
yeah.
argument was about him putting the black tires in the front and the white tires in the back. And they beat my father bloody. I'm standing in the back window watching this as a little kid. And
Wow.
that's
And what year was this, if you don't
I
mind me
never
asking?
will forget. In the 50s.
In the 50s.
Yeah. Because my father was
Okay.
driving a 56 Cadillac.
And how old are you, by the way?
I'm in my 70s.
Okay. I'm just asking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
How old do you think you were at the time when this happened?
Oh man, I was a little kid because I was able to stand up in the back seat with my feet in the seat of the car, and I'm standing up looking out the back window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even in school yet.
Oh okay. And that was your only experience seeing that, or
No, well, that's just
one? That,
you see, you can't see that in my eyes.
right.
My father was a strong black man,
Yeah.
all right, a real black man, and like James Brown would say, Papa don't take no mess,
Yeah.
Hmm.
okay? And I watched my father get beat down. I'm not big enough to do nothing. All my mother could do was scream and hope that they didn't kill my father. See, that's something that scars you for the rest of your life when you see something like that happen to the strongest man that you know, your protector, the man that if anybody does anything to you, he's ready to fight to take care of you. He's ready to fight to take care of your mother. And to see him get beat bloody, that's something you never will forget. The other things that you may have saw that happen to other people, that does not affect you.
Yeah.
Like when you see something like that happen to one of your family members, especially
Yeah.
your father,
Yeah.
and what the reason was about some tires, about him having black tires in the front and white tires in the back. You know, like the bus situation where we had to get on the back of the bus. See, that's what that was about. That's what they was thinking about.
Oh
My
yeah.
father wasn't thinking about that. The only thing he was thinking about was getting these tires because we fixing to go down south. And we got down there, and them Arkansas State troopers beat the shit out of him. See, I was around when you couldn't drink out the water fountain.
In Chicago.
Yeah, even in Chicago, it was certain parts of Chicago you better not go in. You get your behind beat. Like I used to live in Hyde Park before I moved to South Shore, and at one time, a black person, you better not get caught in Hyde Park at night. Them white people will beat your ass if they don't hang you. And that ain't in the South. That's in the North. See, so
Very
I
disturbing.
remember this stuff. I know when I hear Donald Trump talk BS,
Yeah.
I know it's BS. I'm not falling for that. I know better because I was around.
Yeah.
Now, like my mother and father is dead. Those people in that generation, they're gone. Okay? But I was around when George Wallace was around and didn't want black people to go to school with white people and put the police up, okay, to keep the black kids from going to school. Ruby Bridges. See, I
Yeah.
was
I'm
alive
familiar.
during that time period. I'm watching this stuff on TV as it takes place. And so you can't forget this. See, that's just like this boy Nolan
Yeah.
that they found down there in Mississippi. See, if the brother had seen things that I've seen, it ain't no way he would have got on the boat with them white boys. I had some white boys at work ask me that I want to go whitewater rafting. And I told them the same thing that I told you about getting on the ship with white people. I don't do it. The last time my people got on a boat with y'all, they ended up slaves here. Yeah, and I said it like in a joking way, but I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
No, you white boys ain't gonna get me off somewhere going whitewater rafting and then knock my ass over in the motherfucking river I'm gonna drown and I'm the only black person out there. I ain't that stupid. That's the stuff that they do. And you don't have to be in the South for that to happen to you
Mm.
because they are bold in groups. Now, one
Yes,
on one,
yes, they are.
you ain't got to worry about them because you will kick they behind. But when they in a group, oh, they bold.
And on that note, how often do you guys go live over here? Because I got to get up out of here. But how often do you guys got to go? Do you guys go live?
Well, this is Lily's show. I'm just her husband.
Oh,
I'm a
Lily. Oh,
guest.
okay.
I'm a guest here today.
So this is, that's my channel, Lilivite channel. So
Okay.
it's just like, since that I'm a Filipina, so I'm married to a black. So it's just like, the main thing about, my channel is, to let the black, particularly men, that I can see that when you speak about that, you have hesitation, to deal, to go outside United States. But it's just like I want to share to all, black men, that you don't have to be scared. All you have to do your homework, research the place that you really want to visit, and follow the laws of the country where you want to visit, and don't bring some any BS, because I guarantee you, particularly in my country, you will save. Okay, so that's the
Yes,
reason why I bring my husband, just to give, his people not to be scared. Not to be scared, go outside your country, because there's still a lot of things that you will not experience in the
Yeah.
West, particularly
Yeah.
USA, then, in my country. It's just like, this is one thing that, before I did not marry to my husband, I have no idea what's going on about the black history. And
Let me
once my
let me
husband
say this,
educate me
sweetheart.
what's
One thing
happening
I
to their
want
ancestors, it
black men to
really
know.
crossed my heart.
I've never once been harassed by the police here. The police are nice, kind, helpful,
yep,
okay? And as
yep,
long as you don't do something wrong, they not gonna bother you. Not like
uh-huh,
in the United States, okay?
yep.
I don't know how many times I've been stopped in my Corvette because they wanted to know where you get the money from.
Oh
Mm.
my God. And I
Guys,
can vouch for that. I can
I'm gonna
vouch for
join the
that
next
as well,
live stream,
guys.
Lilith.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I was joining the next live stream. I gotta get up out of here. Salute to you guys. Peace.
All right, my brother. Have a nice day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was just kind of adding a comment there. I can vouch for that. The police will not bother you or harass you in the Philippines. Like the police is so good. I married one, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, they kind of changed my mind of my perception of how I saw police in my country and in the U.S. And
Yeah.
honestly, like like not all cops are bad. And again, quite a few of the PNP are very hardworking, dedicated young men and women, and they just want to keep their city and their country safe and clean of drugs and rapists. And yeah, like just trying to help the community in a lot of different ways as much as they can.
Yeah, I've been around here in the car, on a motorcycle, and you don't have no harassment. You don't get stopped for being black.
Nope, nope, not at all, never. In fact, what I've learned about in Filipinos, like they don't like the N word. First off, okay,
Mm.
and second, they're very in tune to a lot of black culture, whether it's basketball or a lot of music or different history or following certain history and understanding that like certain tribes in the Philippines have an African connection I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. Definitely. Really, really, I do. I was very surprised by that when I was down there. Yeah.
And I think the way that they grow up, okay, uh, is part of what make us be able to end up being so close together with them. A lot of
Yes,
our
absolutely.
experiences are the same. And
Mm.
because one thing that I do want people to understand, because some people think that all Filipinos are poor. No, they're not.
No,
There are some super
some
rich.
super rich Filipinos there. Yes, I have. Yes, matter of fact, I'll say my first visit when I went to the Philippines, I was in a hotel. I was at a hotel right across from 7-Eleven. So I was walking towards the 7-Eleven, and this young woman was driving a 911 Porsche of that year. I was in shock that that's actually there in the Philippines. In shock,
Yeah,
you know, and especially
yeah,
like when you're in like Newport City, you see a lot of people driving high-end vehicles, you know, Porsche Cayennes and all these other different vehicles a lot of people in my country can't even afford, right?
Cadillac
So yes,
Escalades
Cadillac
and
SUV, yes, 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 absolutely. I matter of fact, I saw my first Ferrari in Naga City. So I'm
mm,
in line. I mean, we're in waiting for the light with my sister-in-law in the vehicle and my wife, and I see a guy in a on a like using a Carabao to draw his cart, and right beside him is a Ferrari 412. I thought that was like so amazing. I actually like wanted to take a picture so bad, but my phone was overheating due to the heat, and I couldn't take the photo. But I thought that was so interesting to see that
yeah,
like where you see like you know kind of like the I wouldn't say poverty line. I mean, farmer. It depends what type of farming he does, but I would just assume that he's got a certain you know income line, and this guy is at the very pinnacle of income in the country. So you
yeah,
cannot judge in the Philippines. You can, really cannot. You could be talking to somebody who looks like somebody normal, and he's the richest. He owns this building, this building, this building, and this building down the street, and one of his family are most
right.
powerful in the town. You have to be careful who you speak to down there. Again, like I always say to people, don't judge by size and looks in that country. You'll be very surprised,
You,
honestly.
you you want me to tell you another place that really surprised me when I
Yeah.
went there? Hong Kong.
Yes. Yes.
Man,
That's a good one. Yeah.
I saw
Absolutely.
Rolls
Yeah.
Royces,
Yeah.
Jaguars,
Hmm.
McLarens, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and I'm like, and I mean, like you constantly seeing them. I've
Yeah.
never
That's right.
seen those many of those type of cars together in the USA. Not even in California, okay? Not even in Hollywood, California, okay?
Yeah. A lot of
Them
people
people
drive
got some
BMW,
money in
Mercedes
Hong
too.
Kong.
Yeah. When you look through the airport window in the employee section, a lot of people surprisingly drive high-end vehicles like Mercedes, BMW.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. That's very funny that you said Hong Kong. I almost forgot about that. It's true. That's very true.
So that's why, I be trying to tell brothers, get out and just go and see. And if you have a chance to spend some time to stay there to see
Hmm.
what's going on, and if you
Yeah.
can see where you could make connections, where you
Yeah.
could make money, then take advantage of it,
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
you can meet people that are doing big things in other countries.
Yeah.
It's not like in the United States where all of the big money people usually stick together,
Together. Exactly.
and
It's
they
no
don't
different
want
here
us
in Canada. Yeah.
involved.
It's no different.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's true.
we may have our basketball players and stuff like that, and they got some money, but most of them they don't have big money. They not the guys who own the team who's writing out the checks
That's
for
right.
those
That's right.
basketball players. That's where the money is.
Right.
Okay? And so you could get into these other countries and you could meet these people because actually, just like here in the Philippines, uh, I'm not considered as poor. I'm at the bottom of being rich. So I could hang in certain places. Okay. So um, you just got to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
got to get out and go. Cause I remember I was talking with Sunshine Shoulders once, and I was talking about going golfing, and I was saying brothers need to bring their clubs,
Yep. Yep.
so they could go golfing. And he's like, "Ain't
Jesus
nobody
Air
going
Base.
golfing." And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't say nothing because I'm on his show, so I just kept my mouth shut. But then a few months later, he had a guy that came and visited him, and the guy had brought his golf clubs because he was going golfing. And
Wow.
see, and then that's when he got to see, okay, brothers do golf.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think that brothers don't do these things. We do these things. So don't underestimate us because that's what's wrong. Even our women underestimate us.
That's true. Very
They
true.
don't think that we have anything. They don't think that we know anything. you know. And so, no, like you were saying earlier, because it boiled down to what you were saying, you can't judge a book by its cover.
No, you cannot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So true. So true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
you know
man.
what? It's just like, it's just like I can still that, there's still a lot of, especially, when it comes to a new generation, there's still a lot of American that they don't know about history. That's the
Mm-hmm.
sad part. That, when older people tell them, they don't appreciate, because I feel sorry for that, because they don't know history. That's a sad part. Okay, so they don't really appreciate older people tell them that this is, but it's just like they are not really absorb that kind of words from the older people that that they hear, because now that it's just like, now that you can see, we all know that there's a lot of American friends that tell me that America is no longer safe for any one of us to go there. Even American citizens are not safe, but still that they just still that, okay, they're still on the illusion that America is still the greatest country in the world, which
Mm.
is no, you
Let
know.
me say this for a second. Uh, Jerome, here's what scared me. When I saw them police knock that woman down, and that guy that was a nurse went over to help her,
Yes. Yes.
and they shot and killed him, that's when I
Yes.
said, "Holy shit, they killing
Yeah.
white people now." They,
Yeah. Yeah. I said the same thing to myself too. It's so funny you said that. I said,
I'm
"What?
like,
Oh
I
my
ain't
God!
got a
They're even killing their
chance.
own people now." Yeah, this is what I said too. That's exactly what I said too. Because they're gonna think in their mind like, if we teach one, if we kill one, we'll teach a million, right? So that's basically what they're doing, right? It's like like that's why I'm so scared to bring my wife over there, right? Like I know,
Yeah, cause the
e-
woman that they shot in the car,
yes,
I just, I mean, I knew that was wrong, but I figured, okay, that's a fluke. That ain't gonna happen again. And then when they
hmm
killed the man on the street, they disarmed him and they
yes,
put him down on the ground and
yeah,
shot and killed him. And I'm
yeah,
like,
it's
holy
crazy.
shit, if they doing
Yeah.
that to white people in the United States, I'll be damned if I go back.
No, it's true, it's true. But unfortunately, what that did is open a Pandora's box to those people who are like kind of like I would say not so government friendly. So a lot of
Yeah.
people were like willing to shoot it out with police now more than ever now. Like a lot of police are getting hurt out there at the moment, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just that is I guess it's just the fear of the public of that happening to them again. So a lot of people are unfortunately exercising their Second Amendment on law enforcement and in the fear of that happening to them. You know,
Yeah.
that's why like the news of ICE have kind of gone down. I'm not sure if you pay attention to the news in North America or not, but I don't really hear about ICE so much as I used to. about 3 or 4 months ago. You know.
Mm. And then like you guys up in Canada, y'all y'all don't even want to drink American alcohol no more. Yeah.
It's not even us. It's not. You know what? I enjoy good American brandy. It's just that this war between it's not it's called a premier in in our country, but he's the governor of our province, and he has a big beef against Donald Trump. He's a loudmouth blonde, and then Donald Trump is also a loudmouth blonde, so they're against each other, and both that's what it is. So therefore, they retaliate the best they know how about hurting our economy by blocking alcohol coming here. So like I don't know. I
Yeah.
think it's all stupid. We're neighbors. We're cousins. I have many. We each of us. A lot of Americans have cousins and family on our side, just like we do on your guys' side. It's ridiculous. It's retarded. It's like two brothers and sisters fighting, and we live in the same house. You know?
Look, man, when I heard that Donald Trump had put that tax on stuff from Canada, I'm like,
Yeah,
what is he doing?
yeah.
Most of our
That
car
actually hurts my business
parts are
personally as
coming from
well.
Canada. What
Yeah,
is
that's
he
right.
doing? This is
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah. Like when we do, we have to pay like anything we get from you guys or send to you guys. We have to pay this fee. So like when, for instance, my wife bought some shoes the other day from the U.S. from California. Then we had to before we received the package, we had to pay this other tax that we paid before. So it's like we realize it's the Trump tax, right? So
Yeah.
it's like it's just like it's unfair. It cripples a lot of businesses up here, right? So because our like I guess like depending on what economy you're working in, it's not as big as the U.S. market, right? So like compared to you guys, what almost 300 million people to versus our 44, 45 million people, it's a large discrepancy, right? So at the
Well,
end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, when we do business across the border, we pay a lot. So that 25, 20, 10, 20, 15% we have to charge or pay, we pay it, but imagine all the businesses will have to put that excess charge on their items, and then the average customer has to pay it. It's a lot of money, you know.
look at how much money the United States lost on that airplane contract on them fighters that was
Right.
supposed to be sold to Canada. That's a lot of money to be losing
Yeah,
over
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
BS.
Yeah, and even on our end, because we're part of the development projects, right? Because remember, like we work really closely with the Americans
Yeah.
militarily and in development as well, because we need these joint fighters to be up the north to make sure that we're okay from Russia or whatever. So at the end of the day, that was a complete waste. We not only invested millions of dollars in development, but we just completely walked away from the boondoggle. And it's like we're wasting taxpaying money on both sides of the border, hand and fist, and it's not fair. It really
Yeah,
is not
it's
fair at all.
how did we let that moron get into the White House again? A
Desperation,
million, a
desperation.
million, a million Americans died over COVID because this idiot was too stupid to tell people, look, we got to make this a law where you're going to wear a mask. Okay?
Yep.
He's like, well, if you want to wear one, wear one. If you don't, don't. And on, and then asking people when they would come to the news briefs and on, why you got on a mask and on. Now, over here, okay, the president said you gonna wear a mask. They even for a while had you wearing a face shield,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
trying to make sure you don't catch anything. But dumbass, he oh, I didn't want people to worry. You didn't want people to worry. Yet you just wanted them to die, catch the shit, and die. How stupid are you?
I
And then
know.
you're gonna
I know.
tell people that they could put a fluorescent light up their ass to kill the virus.
You know what it
I'm
is?
like, man,
They're just
this
they're just taking
motherfucker.
they're just taking advantage of a situation, and this. They're just doing things. They're
I
doing
was
too
like,
much.
is he on drugs or what for him to be
Mm.
so stupid? Then when the hurricane came and he's gonna take his pen, forget what the people with the weather said. He gonna take a pen and draw what he thinks is gonna go,
Oh my God.
and he don't know nothing about meteorology. Okay, and I'm like, look at the soul. I know everybody in the world is laughing at the United States. We have such a big idiot as president.
It's pretty much what the premier of, or sorry, the prime minister of Canada said. Imagine that, two leaders who should be close together in a time like this right at the moment in the world, and we're completely far apart. Now they're even thinking of sanctioning the prime minister and the premier of Ontario right now. It's not
Oh,
good
jeez.
because they have businesses in the U.S., right? So they could be sanctioned. So there's a lot of talk in the news that Trump
This is the
feels hurt and he wants to sanction the prime minister of Canada and the premier of Ontario. I
this
don't
is the
know.
first time that the
I don't
United
know.
States has been in a war, okay? And no other country besides Israel, but no major country is backing the United States. Usually, when the
No.
United States go to war, other countries are going with the United States to do what has to be done. Now, the United States really is kind of like standing alone.
Yeah, because they basically even their own for allies and they're basically they could just see like it's very immoral and like it's just, like they could see the writing on the wall a mile away that these things would happen what are happening today.
Yeah, because he's put those tariffs on everybody.
Right,
On it,
right.
how you don't do that to your partners? You don't do that to the guys that fight with you. You don't treat them like that. Canada has always stood by the United States side.
That's right. That's right.
And then you do something like that to Canada? That I'm just
Even the fire,
dumbfounded.
like you've heard about the fire that we had a forest fire in our province where the smoke traveled to the U.S. They wanted to sanction Canada because of the smoke. And I'm in my mind, didn't we just help you guys like 2 or 3 years ago where we saw sent like hundreds of fire trucks and water bombers to tackle the fire in California and Utah? That wasn't very long ago, you know?
Right, right. He's a fool. He's a fool. And I cannot understand how the white people in the United States could be so stupid as to want to back him in what he's doing. It does not. I thought they were smarter than that. Okay, and they have just shown me just how ignorant a bunch of the white people are in the United States. They are really stupid. Our education system has failed a lot of people. They are not able to think on their own. They don't understand how the world works. They don't understand how the economy works. They didn't
Mm,
even understand when this idiot said that he was putting tariffs on the things coming from these countries, that it's a tax that the people in the United States have to pay to
yeah,
get
that's
that
right.
stuff. It's going to
Yeah,
cost them more.
yeah, that's right.
And they
Right.
clapping when he say this, and I'm like, have you people lost your mind? Word, man, look, no, I don't have a doctorate degree. Okay, so no, I might not be the smartest light bulb in the chandelier, but I ain't that stupid that I don't understand when this guy is fixing to put a tax on me, and he's telling everybody that he's not going to raise taxes. A tariff is the tax.
That's right. It is. That's right.
Look, and everybody has smartphones. And so when somebody tells you something like that, you don't have the brains, look the word up. Look it up and see what it is. Instead of him just saying something and you clapping when you know you don't want your taxes to go up.
You know what it is, Frank? Ignorance is bliss for some people. That's just what it is. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Well,
guys, I gotta hit the road. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I love watching your show,
likewise.
Lily. I really do. I'm a big fan, and we'll continue watching your show. It's a late night for us here. It's 11:18 p.m. and
I really appreciate it. You come and join with us, Jerome.
no
Thank
problem.
you
I was
for
honored to
having you in
invite
on my
me.
show.
We
Yes, of
enjoyed your
course. Thank
company.
you. I hope we do it again soon.
All right.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Bye bye.
Awesome, man.
So, what's next, Lily? Is it about time for you to cut this off, or did you
Yeah,
want
it's time
to?
for me to cut this
Did
off because we'll
Did you
almost.
read Filipino addicts
Yeah,
their comments?
yeah,
So these are Filipinos, right?
yeah. I think well, I think he's married to a Filipina. That's why. But he said that it's in a sleeping goat in it's nighttime, so he's not in the Philippines.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I saw the thing where he said he remembers the water fountain thing when
Yeah.
blacks drink out of the water fountains that whites drink out of.
But you know what, Frank? Since seriously, I can still a lot of American don't really know the history. That's
Yeah.
why when you tell something online, they don't really appreciate.
Yeah, well, just like the guy asked me, was that the only thing that I seen? And no, it wasn't the only thing that I seen, but it was the one thing that was sticking in my memory until the day I died. Because that was my father that was happening to, the strongest man that I know, that I knew. That was my papa.
Yeah,
And
that's
they was beating him like they was trying to kill him. And they had guns. So what could he do?
yep. So that's the sad, that's the sad. But anyway, it is what it is. But
Yeah. So, do you want me to sign off? Is this concluding your show?
hi.
Am I a guest that can leave also?
Wait, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna go back to the layout. What's hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Can you see me, Frank? No.
No, you have my picture up. I'm the only one showing on screen, y'all.
Oh,
There you go. Now you're up.
well, I have to go. Wait, hold on, hold on, hold on. Ay, my goodness. My goodness. What's happening? What did I do? But you know what,
Yeah.
Frank? I really appreciate that you joined with me, but hold on. How can I go back? Wait, wait a minute. Layout. Press layout. Okay. Por Dios por santo. Oh, there you go. Ah, grazie. Grazie. So yes, you know what? Seriously, Frank, I really appreciate that you come and share some your experience, the history, not the story, history by story, and I really appreciate that. It's just like when I look at this thing, it's just like when I told the man that it really break my hearts because the new generation of black American, they don't really know the history, why your guys ancestors experienced during the time that they segregate white and black. Okay, so now that I really appreciate that you educate me. And that's the reason why I really valued everything you've done to me, and I shown a lot of respect to you because I I understand the situation where these black people came from. And that's the sad part. Some of black, particularly women, that they don't really know the history because you know what, in my thought process, once they know about history, I think they're gonna value men.
Mm. Well,
Okay.
the thing is they need to understand that Donald Trump is trying to erase black history in the United States. You know, and if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going.
So that's the sad part. But
Yeah.
I'm no matter what, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you that
I'm proud of
also
you
you
too.
help me.
Mm.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. But you know what, seriously, like before that I told you that seriously that I have no idea about what the history of black people. And then I'm very grateful that you share some history that your ancestor experienced that during their time. So yeah, it's just like that's a good thing that my heart's really into the black people, especially those black people really knows their value. They really knows what they stand for. I have that 100% support to them, but those for not uh
But see, it's not just the history of black people, it's the history of the world. You know, in the United States, you look into the history books, you would think that Filipinos never invented anything, never added any value to the world, okay? Because they don't write anything about Filipinos really in our history books like they should. And that's people in other countries. Most of history is in our history books will be about Europeans, not Asians. You cut yourself off again. There you go.
I just want you to be solo.
No,
Oh,
yeah, that's the truth though. And until you get out into the world and you come to Asia and you meet the people and you find out that they're not like what you were told, like the little movies where everybody in the Philippines lived in the little hop, hip, hip, hop, hip, what you call those little houses made out of bamboo.
ipot.
Okay, but you would think that everybody lived in those. Okay, if they didn't have uh, the internet, like they do now, where you can see that you've got a metropolis that's better than some of the cities, than a lot of the cities in the United States,
Yes.
people wouldn't know. And until you come and see for yourself and really see what it's like, you don't know. They don't know the beauty of this whole country and all of the islands that are a part of the Philippines that are so beautiful with waterfalls and you know, it's people just got to get out into the world and see
Yep.
it. Then they'll know.
Don't, it's just like don't believe what other people said or say or tells. All you have to do just get your passport and visit what visit country that you really want.
Yeah.
Okay, because
And
that's based on your experience, not other people experience. All right.
right. And look at the universities that you have. Okay. Look at how many people have college degrees
Yeah.
and all. And you've got people in the United States that haven't been anywhere trying to say the Filipinos, they can't speak English, and and all of this dumb, stupid stuff. And almost everybody in the Philippines, except maybe the super old, okay, speaks English.
Oh yeah, because in school we use three languages: our mother tongue, our national language, and then American English. So I don't really understand why these people tell us that we are not educated. Come on.
And then you have your mestizos who speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Some people
So
can still speak Spanish.
yeah, habla españoles.
Yeah, but some Filipinos are fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. See the world, we're all we're all human beings. There's only one race, the human race. And we need to understand that. And
Yeah.
so
It's
I guess that'll be my final word. Besides, everybody needs to learn to love each other and
I. I'm
understand that
so
we're all
in
the
love.
same and you can find a little of everywhere. You just have to go out and look for
Yeah. You know what? Okay, so I'm gonna let you, let you out, Frank, because you have so much time that you deal, but deep in my heart, I love you, and I really appreciate you visit to my show. So,
them. Sure, sweetheart, anytime.
sana all, sana all, huh?
All right, bye bye,
Bye.
everybody. I'm gone.
Okay, hold on, hold on. Okay, there you go. So yes, guys, that was so nice, conversation. But even though that just a few people coming, but I really appreciate because uh, Mr. Frank Tate give me a chance, to go on my show. So I really appreciate. And of course, the two gentlemen coming, I really appreciate Jerome Montuya, and of course the chaotic, uh, you know, live, or what his channel is. I really appreciate your time to go on my show. But it's just like, that's the reason why I love the song of Algren, Let's Stay Together. Oh, I really love that. I really love that song, because that's how we do in our in my marriage life with with my marriage life with Frank. So let's stay together. It's just like whatever I want is all right for me, and whatever wants, it's all right. It's just like, that's vice versa thing. So I really love that. So that's the thing that it's important. But it's just like when I look in the other side of the picture, it's just like still there's a lot of American that they are afraid. Okay, they don't really want. You know what, guys? If I'm a Filipino, if I'm an American, that I have money, that I will not. But I will not scared to travel different country, especially that now that some, they really, they tell us that this is not really nice place. But some American people, they think that, oh, this is the best country that but try. But it's just like, I try my best to apply for my visa. But it's just like the thing that the US embassy will not allow me, so they turn me down. So if I have that privilege, that I can able to travel in different country, oh yeah, I will not scared. Because first thing that you're gonna do is, you don't have to jump off and go on that country. First, you do your homework. And it's not the thing that you will travel, you don't know everything there. No, that's really mess up. But if you're a smart traveler, all you have to do your research, and you think that you can able to take that, or adjust that system, people, weather, then go and visit that country. You will see the difference. Okay, so it's just like, like Frank mentioned, that if he's in the States, maybe he can't count in his finger how many times the cops stop him. But he's been here in the Philippines 8 years. Actually, I experienced, because I with him. It's just like there's only twice that we stop. But our cops is very considerate. When they know that Frank is he's not Filipino, they talk to Frank. Okay, next time, sir, because Frank has the right. Because here's the thing, guys, that once you come here in the Philippines, Filipino rights and some American rights is the same. The only thing that you can't do here in the Philippines, you cannot buy land, you cannot vote, or you cannot run for the government position, or go to politics. You cannot. But when it comes to the rights, Frank has the right to express his right. And then the cops understand. But the cops advise him, okay, sir, next time do like this, because it will not happen. And then they give, but they will not go and search my car, because Frank drive for me. They never search that or do something, the suspicious thing about Frank. No, they don't. So, not only in the Philippines, but every country that you will visit, learn their laws, and learn to follow what they law says, and don't bring BS. Don't show to people that you're superior than them. You will have a peaceful and good vacation in that country. So once again, guys, I really appreciate those people coming and see you this coming. So guys, I'm gonna do, my regular show is on Sunday, 8 to 8:30. Well, 8, usually 8 a.m. Okay, so I have to think about, but it's just like, is this, I really want to share this kind of topics because this is very interesting. But I can see that the guy that he comes on my show, that he don't know really. It's just like, when I ask, he cannot really express himself, but he cannot really relate on the subject because he's married to a black woman. But I'm not saying that, well, there's, yes, there's still, good women, but it's kind of a rare to find, the really ones that, black men really wants to live or deal with. So once again, guys, thank you so much for coming, and Lilibet Tate channel. Please, please watch my, my other video that I upload. Guys, if you the latest short video, that's my baby car. That car front, that's my, my gift from Frank. Okay, so that's my baby car. So that's the, maybe I can upload, the whole thing when I clean that, because 1 minute is not enough, to make, that video, but I just give. But later on, maybe I can upload it, how I clean our, our babies. So from the bottom of my heart. But for those not yet part of my LTZ and my membership, feel free to click the join button. I really appreciate. And then for those ones to send donation or super thanks, I really appreciate that. And also for my PayPals, don't hesitate to click that link, and it makes additional to my channel, the funds. All right, so I will not stay long because I already reached this 3 hours. My goodness, guys. So Lilibet Tate channel is out.